Snackle, a few-minute podcast from Self-Access Center and VR Lab, Campus YMX Ecatepec. Have you ever wondered how many times you open the fridge a day, hoping to find something tasty and quick to eat? Picture how your English will be if you ate it in bites. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it snackable, a place where broken English is welcome. Hello, Community YMX Ecatepec. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Snackable. As you know, we are finishing the first partial evaluations, and I really hope you have passed your exams with flying colors. I wish you the best of the luck for the second partial. You can do it, guys. Today in the show, we have, I don't know how to describe her, because she has a lot of experience in the English language teaching field. I think she is very competent, wise, and bright. So let's welcome Guillermina Galindo Ramirez. She works for Colegio de Estudios Científicos y Tecnológicos. As I have mentioned, she is an English language teacher. So, hello, Guillermina. How are you?
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Thank
for
you.
The invitation.
No, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I think it will be lovely if we let our community know who you are. Could you please mention what did you study, what did you do, and so on, please?
Well, I'm an English teacher. I have been working as an English teacher for 27 or more years. And first of all, I work as a bilingual secretary.
All right.
Then I decided to change my occupation. I realized that I could give more, that I could study I don't know, a bachelor degree.
Yep.
So I made my mind and I decided to study pedagogy.
Okay.
And I did it. I got my degree in pedagogy in UNAM, Pesacatlan.
Nice.
But since I had been studying English for a while,
Yeah.
I said, if I want to study the university, I need a job that allows to have the time for do the both.
Yep.
Working and studying. So I said, well, I need a job that flexible enough to have that chance to study and made some money.
Exactly.
So I started looking for a job as a teacher, but I needed a paper.
Yeah.
So I took the teacher
It
course
was
in Harmon.
okay.
And I started teaching in 1995.
Wow.
In an elementary school, in a private school. Then I went to what is now Universidad del Valle de México.
All right.
It was before Universidad Hispanoamericana. And I started working with also in the high school.
Yep.
For a couple of semesters. Then I worked in Boca Tres.
Okay.
And finally, I got to CECITEM, and I stayed there.
Okay, that is great. As I have mentioned at the beginning, you have lots of experience. I mean, by the time you have been teaching and, of course, preparing yourself for being a nice educator, congrats on that. I mean, it is not easy to have faced the generations and so on. So, thank you. And I would like to know, what are some challenges you've faced as an English language teacher?
Well, the first challenge is to keep fluent in the language.
All right.
To keep updated. So that's why I decided also to take the master degree.
Okay.
And I got a degree in
the
mastery
Yeah.
In Linguística aplicada a la enseñanza del inglés. So
All right.
applied to English teaching.
Uh-huh.
It was online, but it was an interesting experience because it was an international university. So
Wow.
working with foreign teachers was great. I got a vision of, for example, I did a teamwork with an Argentinian teacher.
Wow.
So I learned a lot, especially using TICs because I was just in the transition of technology.
Exactly.
So it was a good chance to keep updated not only in language but also in
Technology.
linguistic resources.
All right.
And then, I just got through a diplomado in UNAM, that is Formación de Profesores in English.
Yep.
And it was also a tough time, but it's necessary. I mean, sometimes that challenge is that we get fossilized. We go through a fossilization stage when we are not listening to other teachers speaking, trying to speak with students, especially in high school where English is taught as a subject, not
Exactly.
English center. We really struggle with that. So to tackle those needs, we need to be aware of what's our reality and what are the real needs, what are the real interests students are following. So to understand that stage of teenagers is also important, because it is easy to get frustrated when we are teaching in high school with students that not always are interested in our subject.
Exactly. I know. I really get you. And I find so inspiring that, as you have mentioned, the first challenge is that I need to be ready to my students and to be updated. So congrats on your degrees and the courses you have taken. And also, I don't know how to explain, but I mean, as you have mentioned, as teachers, we need to be ready, not only by knowing the language and improve it, but also in the resources we are going to use to inspire our students and to teach them that sometimes we face with the thing, as you have mentioned, that they aren't that interested in the language. But also we have to face that we have many students and we have to cover a program, and we have lots of things against us, against our job. But I mean, I think that you are been doing it incredibly. So thank you and congrats on that. And it leads me to the following question. Have you really seen some differences in the way students learn nowadays? Because I mean, maybe in my time when I used to be a student, at least in high school, it was a bit different, because we have our books and you have to answer the books, and sometimes it was harsh. Now we have technology and we have computers and we have the internet and we have lots of applications that we can use in order to teach or to make easy to learn vocabulary and so on. So has it been difficult to do that transition into the physical book to now to have a platform, for example, or an application to learn?
Well, fortunately, we got those technological resources, but the way students, again, face that target of learning a language, I think hasn't changed a lot. I mean, they get school and they still think that English is not absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
So, of course, it is easier to work with them today because you can say, okay, let's start with a chat online because you are using the cell phone. So, if now, before we used to write it on the notebook, and we spend lots of time trying to find a word in the dictionary. So it was really time-consuming and also wasting. No? So now I can ask my students, okay, Google this word, oh, please translate this paragraph so that you can identify some meanings or get into the context. And that's easier for them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the beginning, it was also difficult because not all the students were willing, and they had not those resources, those devices that could help them. So we only have some students who have the cell phone and smartphone, and the others were just like, I don't have a cell phone. But now, most of them got them, so we can work with them in a team work, on a collaborative work, and that helps a lot. So at least what I think it has changed is that they are not finding hard to get the language approach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are more exposed to the language due to the the apps, due to the games, due to the music they have available at the moment spontaneously. They can just give a click and they are in. So that part is good. But also they had what we got against is
the downside. Yes, exactly.
Look for the word, the meaning real. Just they translate the text, and they didn't know how they get it
exactly.
But I have I don't know, reflect that doesn't matter. Before I got frustrated because I never can see what is the outcome, the real outcome in learning process, and I think I want, but at least I'm seeing that students are not afraid of the language.
Okay,
and that's important because I remember my first year teaching. They say English. Oh my God, yeah, I've never seen that. Oh, that's too difficult. I will never see that. We are in Mexico. We don't speak English. So why are you speaking to me in English? They complain when I try to speak to them in English. And I say, well, I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
And now I know that perhaps not a very high average of students want to study English or want to learn a language. Some of them, I have seen how the number of students has increased. Those who want to study the university, those who want to really have a professional profile with a foreign language in the CV, and they have seen the need because they have seen themselves in a company or traveling around the world or having pals, foreign pals.
Yep.
So those are the students who I'm interested and I'm care, and that's why I'm trying to keep up because of them.
Yep.
I know that there's another part of the class or other students who perhaps are just passing through.
Exactly. Yeah.
But at least when they see other students who are speaking in English with me in the class, they see I saw their faces like,
wow, yes.
And I remember that when I was in high school or also in a technical high school, I remember some partners who were in those years.
Don't worry, that's needed.
I saw some students, partners, classmates who already spoke. So I said, "Oh my God, they are my age and they know how to speak English. What am I gonna do?" And I realized that I was good for language, but I say, once in life I'll get it. So I want to think that's gonna happen the same with my students. That seeing someone at their age that can do it, and let them think that they can reach it also.
Achieve a level. Yep.
And so that's what I have seen. It has changed. But for those students who are willing to learn, I'm going to try to be always updated and always for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I get you. As you have mentioned, we have students who need that push in order to achieve a level or to keep motivated in learning English. And I think that nowadays they can see, I don't know, maybe people traveling around and they got the inspiration that they need in order to continue learning. And it goes beyond not only for having a good job or having a good income, but also because I like it, because I want to be, I don't know, maybe traveling Europe or traveling the United States and so on. So I think that is a good, that is good inspiration that they also get from the internet. And because nowadays, as you know, we have influencers and we have, somehow people that influence the way they behave and the way they think. But I think that, well, the downside is that sometimes they do not follow the right people, you know? They tend to follow or to keep these ideas from people that are not knowledgeable about something. And I think that it could be a bad influence in the way our students might behave. I don't know if you see my my point. So I think they need to follow or need to use this technology in order to keep motivated, but in a good way, not in the I don't want to study. I just want to be an influencer and that's it. So it is like, no, come on, you need to study. You need to do something with your life. The virtual life or the online life is not enough, you know. I remember that we have a guest who was talking about the developing about applications in order to translate, and I asked him, do you think that it is a good tool actually for our students? And he mentioned, I think that the good thing is that we have the resources, but the satisfaction that you have by knowing yourself the language, or by knowing yourself how to speak properly or how to express your ideas in real time is a totally different thing. And technology is somehow not giving you that. Exactly, it is a tool, and it is up to us how to apply it and how to use it in our advantage, you know?
Yeah. Well, this stage is not easy because they are trying to find their own identity. So they're kind of...
Yes, they are young.
Yeah. They don't know exactly what they are.
Yeah.
What they want.
They are finding out.
Yeah. And also perhaps they are kind of vulnerable because there are sort of influences. Not all of them are positive, but they need to be exposed to that.
In order to learn. Yeah.
That way they will be aware of what's really good for them or not. I mean, going through that experience is so helpful for them to get mature, to identify, to find difference, to compare, to analyze. We don't have immediate results or outcomes about what's going to happen with them. And it's good, for example, as I can see now, that we can see them pretty successful. Like as I can see you now as an English teacher, that makes me feel so proud.
Thank you.
And so, I don't know, satisfied, because I was perhaps one of those little steps in the ladder that helps you to identify what you want, what you like, what you want to achieve in life. So, for students, I have told them a lot this point. Okay, I don't know what you want to be in the future, but I hope you are going to be successful. Whatever you do, be successful. And please don't be ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be a trailer a driver. You can be a merchant. You can be whatever you want, an actor, a singer.
Yeah,
but don't be ignorant. I mean, information is available. So take a time to read.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to do it in the things you are interested, okay, go through it. Through it. And then you will find other things that are going to match with those interests.
Yeah.
And that's going to get you a stronger thought or a stronger ideas.
Exactly.
Philosophy of life. So expose yourself to expose yourself to the experience, to sport, to art, to whatever you like.
Whatever you are into. Yeah. Wow, that was such an incredible piece of advice. And for you, teacher Guillermina, what are your goals for the future as an educator? What would you like to achieve? I mean, you have achieved a lot. I mean, you have been a lot of inspiration for your students. But what about you?
Well, I'm in this stage preparing myself for the next stage of my life, because I'm working for this sort of school. And I would like to work in a language center. With people who's really interested in the language, not that massive class.
Exactly.
Not that large classes that takes you a lot of effort, a lot of energy. But with people who are really interested, who really want to learn, who wants to be helped or guided, and who wants those spaces to practice, to grow up. So that's
your goal in the future.
My target, to work with small classes and in a language center.
Exactly. And I think that you have experienced it yourself. I mean, when you were studying your master degree maybe or these courses that you took in Harmon Hall, I mean, it is a
Different one.
exactly for sure. Because as you have mentioned, the reasons that we have in order to, or the reasons we have for learning the language is completely different. So you are conscious about your knowledge, about your learning. You kind of know what you need to do in order to get the knowledge. So you are responsible, you have the energy, you have the need, the desire to learn. And when we teach teenagers, sometimes it's like they do it because they have to, not because they really want to. As you have mentioned, some of them can be like, okay, I am interested, I want to do it. But the most of them are like, okay, I am just going to take your class because I have to, right? Exactly. All right. So finally, what pieces of advice would you give to someone who is considering being an English language teacher? What would you say?
Well, first of all, that understand that English is not all for everyone.
Okay.
I mean, it's my interest,
Yeah.
but not the rest of the people. I will, and I would like new teachers to understand the stage where students are.
Okay.
Be pretty empathic because that's hard part. Be always aware that in order to prevent frustration, that for those who are interested, you're going to be the best.
Yeah.
And perhaps for those who are not really interested, you are just only one wrong person in their life. But that doesn't mean that you are not doing well. I mean, keep trying, and enjoy your work.
Exactly. I think that's a good one.
Enjoy learning every day something else new, and enjoying work is gonna give an image for students that if someone is happy speaking in English or learning English or teaching English, that's a choice also for them also. And also to realize what's happening in the
Yep.
Is English really a need now?
I think it is. I think it is.
It is a real is going to really help me to find a job. Because let me tell you something.
Yep.
When I was working in a company, in a human resources,
Yep.
I could see that how the CVs or the applicants were just discarded when they had no
English at all.
English certification.
Okay.
So that filter was really hard.
Yeah.
And I say, well, all those professionals who were hired in a company are really using the language.
Exactly. That is the other side of the coin, you know? I mean, you are asked to have a level, but am I really going to use it? Am I really going to need it? Yeah.
So to set that on the table, yeah. Okay. This is language is part of a culture. I mean, take it as that, and that is going to help you to get a better position in a company. Excellent.
Yep.
Otherwise, please don't give up. It's something that's one in your life is going to help you. You're going to take a chance or opportunity with that skill you have developed.
Yeah.
So be clear with students, because sometimes they feel like they are defrauded because they say, "Teacher, come on, I went to States and what you have
exactly,
taught me is totally useless." There, yeah. Let me tell you that is true. We are learning the language as another assignment, as another assignment. This programming is not thought for even for survival.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I see your point. Yeah.
So be pretty honest with students in order to prevent that disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the only responsible for your learning, the only responsible for the growing is yourself.
Yeah.
So teachers just keep try to be approachable,
Yeah.
as much approachable as possible with students.
Exactly. I think that is also an important one. They need to be they need to feel that they can trust you, that you are not going to laugh, that you are not going to criticize them because of their accent or so on. So I think that I don't know, building that kind of emotions or feelings with them is important. It's really important. Mm-hmm.
So that's my advice for new teachers.
All right.
Just don't lose the world vision.
Okay.
What's happening in the world?
Mm-hmm.
In order to keep up in the rhythm, I mean, keep moving.
Exactly.
We don't know how the language is going to change. We don't know how the relationship between countries, between people from different origins is gonna happen. Because sometimes we say, okay, I'm going to States to speak English. And we get there are all Hispanic.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I was expecting to practice my English, but at the end, I just speak Spanish. Yeah.
And when you get there, you find English speakers who want to practice Spanish.
Exactly. Yeah. I see your point. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. As I have mentioned in the beginning, I think that you are a bright teacher. And well, I think I didn't mention, but you were my teacher, or our community might not know, but you were my teacher when I was in high school. And for me, it is a pleasure to have you here. And I think I see your point when you mentioned that some students are the ones who continue learning and practicing and become a case of success, you know? So thank you so much for being that inspiration. And well, thank you for sharing with us. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
See you next time. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. See you next episode.